All right, good morning. Can the people in the Zoom meeting hear me?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead and put your devices on mute for right now. We're having a problem with our court reporting device, so we'll be started in just a moment. Yeah, we need to call somebody so that for the people in the courtroom, I have to make sure the recording is working before we can start. It's just not recording. I think last time it had gotten unplugged. I wouldn't be surprised if they unplugged it again. Mm-hmm. If you have not watched the video advisement and you're on the Zoom meeting, please make sure you watch the video advisement before I call your case, okay? If you have watched it, just hold and I will call your case and tell you when to unmute. But it's mandatory that everybody who joins by Zoom watches that video advisement. For the people in the courtroom, when I call your case, I'm going to direct you to come forward to one of the 3 stations there. While you're at the station, please do not touch the microphones, but speak loudly and clearly. Again, one of my responsibilities today is to make sure that everything that you say gets properly recorded. After you're done at the station, I'll direct you to see my clerks in the lobby. Their windows are to the left once you've exited through the double doors. So when you leave the courtroom, you go out through those doors, but you make the left before you get to the metal detector, and that'll get you to my clerk's windows. Now we're just waiting for our IT person to come down to find out why this isn't starting. It just won't start. Last time somebody had unplugged it in there. Yeah, I saw that.
You can tell when I'm really mad because I list every detail as to why I'm dismissing. Like, it's just your word against his word, sir. Oh, the video? Oh, we didn't get that. You know, we got a video back one. It's Munich Court. It's no big deal. That's what they tell me.
For those of you on Zoom, the IT people have been here. They're working on it. I'm going to try to find out how long this is going to take in just a moment. Okay, this is going out live stream on YouTube, right?
Correct.
And we have the YouTube record for at least 35 days, right?
We have it as long as we want it.
As long as we want it? All right, I'm going to do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just not going to be able to hear the people that are in court because those microphones are not active.
I wonder if we can use the middle one.
Yes, that's true. We could use the middle one. All right, that'll help. What's that? Just tap it and see if it's on. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try and get started. This is morning arraignment date for February 3rd, 2021. I'm going to start with the people in court. While you're at that microphone, again, please don't touch anything. Don't touch the lectern or anything, and keep your voice nice and loud. Hopefully, it'll get picked up on our YouTube feed. That's going to be the record that I'm going to try to make. I'm going to be marking the form based on your responses. Let's start with, looks like Darian LaPena. If you would come forward to the lectern, please. We're on the record in case number 303231. Did you watch the advisement video, Mr. LaPena?
Yes, sir.
All right. I have a document here that says if you plead guilty to the charges of engaging in careless driving and failure to wear a safety belt on December 22nd of 2020 at about 11:16 in the morning in the area of 97th and Tower Road here in Commerce City, and attend a level 1 driving class, the city attorney will dismiss the speeding charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to these charges, you're waiving your right to be represented by an attorney in this case?
Yes.
You're also waiving your right to be presumed innocent of these charges, all of them, unless and until the city attorney is able to establish your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt at trial, because by pleading guilty to these two charges, the careless and the safety belt violation, you're waiving your right to have a trial. Do you understand that? You're giving up your rights to confront and cross-examine any witnesses that the city attorney would call in support of these charges against you. You're giving up your right to present evidence on your own behalf, including calling witnesses on your own behalf, and if your witnesses would not appear in court voluntarily, to have the court issue subpoenas for you free of charge, which could then be used by you to have your witnesses effectively ordered to appear on the date of your trial. You're giving up your rights during the course of the trial to testify or to remain silent, and if it was your choice to remain silent, the fact that you did so could not and would not be used against you to establish your guilt. If at the end of the trial you were found guilty of any one of the 3 original charges, you would have the right to appeal that conviction to a higher court. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to these 2 charges, you're giving up all of those trial and appeal-related rights? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to these charges against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter these guilty pleas? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then, first, to the charge of careless driving, a 4-point violation on December 22nd of 2020 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Then to the 0-point violation of failure to wear a safety belt, also December 22nd of 2020 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? All right, I will accept your guilty pleas. I'll find they're knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Give me just a moment. All right, your scheduled fine in this case is $340. I'll note that there is nothing in aggravation on your driving record. The tickets you got in 2019 are just a little bit too old. Here's what I'm going to do, though. I want you to listen very carefully to how I'm imposing this. I'm going to impose the scheduled fine on the careless driving charge of $340, but I'm actually going to suspend $200 of that fine. On the seatbelt charge, I'm going to impose the minimum fine, $25 plus surcharges and court costs. The $200 is suspended because I am going to order that you do a level 1 driving class through a company called NCTI. So when you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they'll tell you the total of the non-suspended portion of the fine plus the court costs and surcharges. Work out a payment arrangement for you. If you can pay it today, great. If not, they'll give you a payment plan. They'll give you a referral to the class and a deadline for completing the class in approximately 6 weeks. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's going to be your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets filed with my court by the deadline. But make 2 copies of it. One, send it to your insurance agent because with this ticket, your rates may go up and they might be able to give you a discount because you've done the driving class. The other copy you need to hold on to because if you don't improve your driving, you're going to end up in front of a hearing officer at DMV trying to save your license, and it would be good to show him that you'd done a driving class. All right? So original for the court, copy for your insurance, copy for DMV just in case. And do you have any questions? All right, that's way too fast to be going on Tower Road, but you don't need me to tell you that. I mean, you're from the area. You just can't be going that fast anytime on Tower Road again. All right, if you go to the windows, see my clerks, they'll take care of you. Do you want to get Mr. Shearer the hearing device? Joseph Shearer, if you would come forward, please. Yeah, it does look like it's functioning now. Thank you. We might be moving him to number 1. Give me a second. You want to tap it and see if it's working? let's go ahead and use him at the lectern. We'll deal with that later. Do you want to just hold it to your ear and see if that helps? See, that's why I wanted the headphones. It's okay. Are you able to hear me? Why don't you try putting the device on? Are you able to hear me through that? It's a little better. Okay, that's good. Alma, do you want to turn it up a little? Now, you go ahead and hold it to your ears. Tell him to hold it to his ear. Yeah. Is it better now? Yes, sir. Okay, good. All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on, oh shoot, this is a new one. Give me a moment. I need to enter the zeros, right? Okay. On January 30th of 2021, in the area of 93rd and Highway 2. So if you plead guilty to the 2-point reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, the city attorney will dismiss both of the original charges, the speeding and the no proof of insurance. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today? Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Okay, thank you. No, my question is, did you watch the advisement of rights video? No. He didn't watch the advisement video. So he got sent into the courtroom without watching it? Chris. All right. We're going to need you to watch a video of the advisement of your rights. So just have a seat, take the device with you, okay? Doesn't do me any good unless I can demonstrate that he's read it by initialing it and signing it. Oh, yeah, if we're going to have him do this, have him do this too. I'm sorry?
The first kid,
No, I went through his, but his isn't an electronic ticket. Come back into my office for a minute, sir. All right, Skylar Majors, I'm actually going to have you come to station number 1, please. And Levi, can we get him his mask back? Thank you. Good morning. All right. Yes, sir. All right. I'm going to cancel the warrant. Have you gotten any of it started? You have a boatload of community service. Yeah, I did 100 hours. Correct. Have you got any of it started? Yes, I just had to get a new sheet because I lost the original sheet. All right. Not very much. All right, today's the 3rd. I'm going to give you until the 24th, and if you have it done, great, but if you don't have it done, bring in proof of how much you've done, and then we'll give you a new sheet for whatever balance is left. I don't want to set this out till March and just have you blow it off and me have to issue a new warrant, okay? All right, so when you go to the windows, they'll give you a new community service sheet showing that 100 hours is due on February 24th, okay? Uh-huh. Yeah, he can. I'm calling him right now. All right, back on the record regarding Joseph Scheer. Okay, Mr. Scheer, did you read and understand the advisement of rights that you have in this case today? All right. The document that I have says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, on January 30th of 2021 at 12:31 in the afternoon in the area of 93rd and Highway 2 here in Commerce City, the city attorney will dismiss both of the original charges, the no proof of insurance charge and the speeding charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today? Yes, sir. Okay. Did you initial the side and sign the bottom indicating your willingness to plead guilty to this reduced charge and waiving these rights? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, on January 30th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Guilty. I will accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? No, sir. Thank you for your patience. How long have you been driving in Colorado? I show that at least in the past 10 years, you don't have any tickets. Is that correct? No, sir. I had a speeding ticket about 3 years ago in Loveland. In Loveland? Okay. 287. All right. Your schedule fine's $120. I'm going to reduce your fine to $60 plus surcharges plus court costs. If you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they'll tell you the total, work out payment arrangements for you. Do you have any questions? No. All right. Go to the windows, see my clerk. Yeah, just leave that there. Okay, Maribel Hudson, if you would unmute your device, please.
Hi.
Hi. Boy, you gotta love technology. It's great, it's terrible
All right.
at the same time. All right, Ms. Hudson, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation, on December 22nd of 2020, at about 12:42 in the morning, in the area of 15900 East 96th Avenue. That's in that stretch of 96 that's between Chambers and Nuclear where the houses are here in Commerce City. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm going to be going over some of those with you in just a second. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you're waiving your right to be represented by an attorney in this case?
That is correct.
You're also waiving your right to be presumed innocent of the original charge unless and until the city attorney is able to establish your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt at trial, because by pleading guilty to this reduced charge, you're waiving your right to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You're giving up your rights to confront and cross-examine any witnesses that the city attorney would call in support of the original charge against you. You're giving up your right to present evidence on your own behalf, including calling witnesses on your own behalf, and if your witnesses would not appear in court voluntarily, to have the court issue subpoenas for you free of charge, which could then be used by you to have your witnesses ordered to appear on the date of your trial. You're giving up your rights during the course of the trial to testify or to remain silent, and if it was your choice to remain silent, the fact that you did so could not and would not be used against you to establish your guilt. If at the end of the trial you were found guilty of the original speeding charge, you would have the right to appeal that conviction to a higher court. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are giving up all of those trial and appeal-related rights?
That is correct.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation in Commerce City on December 22nd of 2020. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir. Just, it's my first ticket here in Colorado, and I mean, it was something I'm not very proud of. And I definitely apologize.
Through that stretch, the police are almost always going to catch you because they patrol that area very heavily. It's for public safety purposes.
Of course.
People coming out of that subdivision going onto 96th Avenue, we had so many very serious collisions there that's why they lowered the speed limit. That's why they put the street light in at Chambers. Some of the exits, they can't even make a left turn coming out of it. It's only right turns going in and out of that subdivision. It's just one of those places where people have to go slow and be more careful. Now, let me do the math here. Your schedule fine's $240. I'll note that this is your first moving violation. It was the middle of the night. Traffic was light. Your demeanor was good with the police officer. I'm going to lower your fine from $240 to down to $140 plus surcharges and court costs. I can't completely excuse the fact that you were going more than twice the posted speed limit. So that's why the fine's so high. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will contact you by the means that you registered for the meeting. They'll tell you what the total is and work out payment arrangements. As you can tell, we're having some technical difficulties here, so they may not be able to get back to you even by tomorrow. It may be as late as Friday before they get back to you. They're going to try and get to you today, though. So don't be in a panic if you don't hear back from my clerks today. Just know that in the next 2 days, they'll get back with you the information. And if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, is it going to be a phone call or is it going to be through email?
Yeah, I think it's through email. If you provided an email when you registered, that's how they'll reach out.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Then you're free to leave the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madeline Lilly, if you would go ahead and unmute your device.
Here, this is Madeline Lilly.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I have a document that alleges that on December 23rd of 2020, at about 2:22 in the afternoon, in the area of, it looks like 7290 East 69th Place here in Commerce City, that you committed the offense of theft by receiving. Do you understand what it is you're being accused of doing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the city attorney said that he read the elements to you. In other words, he explained to you what he would have to prove in order for you to be found guilty of this charge. Did he review those elements with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. He says that you and he have worked out an agreement that we're going to set a new court date. Between now and that next court date, if you complete 16 hours of useful public service, a one-day petty theft class, commit no new law violations, on your next court appearance date, if everything is in order, I can dismiss this case. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I know this is going to come out of left field, but I've got to ask. Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I just want to make sure I don't forget to ask the question. All right. Now, my clerks are going to be getting in contact with you. They'll give you the notice of the new court date. It's going to be in about 6 or 7 weeks. That way you have plenty of time to get everything done. They're going
Okay.
to give you a referral to the people that put on the petty theft class. Those are obviously being done virtually, online, that kind of stuff. But you'll need to make sure you get it done. It's going to be your responsibility to make sure the certificate of completion of that class gets filed with my court before your next court date, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
My clerks are going to give you the form we use for community service. Now, the way I do community service is I let you do it anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you do the community service must be a legitimate, nonprofit agency. I won't accept the community service if you do it for friends, neighbors, relatives, or for a for-profit business that just doesn't pay you. Make sure the place you pick is a legitimate nonprofit. My advice is find something that you're interested in volunteering at so that it's less like punishment. Make sure it's a nonprofit, do the work, have them fill out the form, you get that back before the next court date. If everything is in order when you come back, I completely dismiss the case. Do you have any questions?
No, understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you are free to leave the meeting, and as I've indicated, my clerks will be contacting you later today, tomorrow, sometime Friday for sure, okay?
Great. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
You can leave the meeting. Yeah, so then my question becomes, do I go off the record and back on, or just leave it running all day? And we keep running into the same problem. But I don't know. I mean,